In today's video, we are continuing our coverage for the MCU after that epic season finale for Loki Season 2 called Glorious Purpose. Which is why, ironically, the first episode of Season 1 was called Glorious Purpose, because I don't think a lot of people understood the ending of the episode. And also, we're going to talk about where it could be going in regards to Kang's Dynasty, because the Kangs haven't gone anywhere. A lot of people have misinterpreted a lot of things, so I'm going to give you my interpretation of it. Loki is not God of Stories. If he was God of Stories, why would he want to sit on the throne to keep everybody free if he was God of Stories? Because if he was God of Stories, that means you can rewrite everything. He would have rewrote how the whole multiversal concept that we've had explained to us in Loki Season 1 and 2 actually works. But if you go back to Infinity War and Endgame, time travel worked completely different. So we've had two different alliterations of time travel and time within the MCU. And that's before you even talk about the time stone, which is kind of redundant now anyway. So, what is freaking good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content that I try to do on a daily basis. If you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and please become a channel member for 99p. That shows your boy Warstu, aka War Drizzy, aka The Chosen One, that you appreciate what he does on a daily basis. Also, check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, aka X.com. Because someone stole my handle. It should be at Warstu, but I've been trying to get it back for years and it's just not working. Also, if you could, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Right, let's break it down. So, first thing, I want to address something that I said in a different video, actually the breakdown of the finale, because a lot of you guys still got it wrong. So, right at the end of the episode, when they're talking about what happened in the quantum realm and the Kang in the quantum realm, who they dealt with, who Antman dealt with. I think you're taking the word adjacency out of context. So what does the word adjacency mean? It means next to, like something. It means like a parallel. It means like very similar to actually being the real thing. Next to or adjoining something else, right? Close to or near or exactly the same. Okay. But you've missed the whole context. They were talking about what actually happened they were talking about Kang the Conqueror. So the most reliable scooper on Twitter who got so much right, Alex Perez, I give you my full props. He was the only Twitter scooper who got everything bang on, unlike all the other scoopers. So take it from me, Alex Perez is the only legit scooper there is. And then there's Geeky Cass, who keeps receipts for everyone, what everyone says, and tells them off if they say anything wrong. So yeah, make sure to follow Alex Perez and also Geeky Cass on the Twitter sphere. So Alex Perez got so much right about the whole season of Loki and the finale. Very interesting. So what he said is the following. Adjacency equals the quantum realm. So Mobius was talking about what actually happened in our quantum realm, as in Earth 616, not a parallel universe that was like it. They were actually talking about that. That is why the post-credit scene where we get the Council of Kangs, where we get Ramatut, and Ramatut was also teased in a way because there was a scene throughout the season where we see Renslayer and there's an Egyptian pyramid in the background, and that is where Ramatut is. And it also looks like Renslayer's not scared of Goliath, and it looks like Renslayer will be returning in the future. A lot of people, it's interesting trying to interpret what other people think. So some people are like, yeah, Loki created the No, he didn't. He didn't create the multiverse. He's just holding it together. And it's also like, oh my God, none of the Kangs existed till this moment, and this moment's actually triggered the Council of the Kangs. Right, so when the Scarlet Centurion and Ramatut are speaking, and they're like, they're beginning to touch the multiverse. Beginning to touch the multiverse. Okay, adjacence equals quantum realm. Mobius said, but they handled it. There was a ruckus. But they handled it. Now, the reason why I'm empathizing what they said is because it is so important. That scene is probably more important than a lot of other things. So, there's a case file. Mobius showed B-52. They are definitely talking about Kang the freaking Conqueror in this scene. Not like Kang, the actual Kang. Cool. Go over to Alex Perez's Twitter, give him props because he's the only Twitter scooper who I always say is actually legit, like fully legit. Not these wannabe Twitter. I don't need to say who I'm on about. You already know who I'm on about. So that scene is very pinnacle. So everyone jumps to the conclusion that Loki is now God of Mischief. He already is. Everyone came to the conclusion that he's now God of Stories. But that can't be true, because why would he sit at the end of time? At the end of the Citadel. Okay, it pretty much looked like he was in the Citadel. For eternity, because if he makes one slight slip, if he slips, the whole multiverse can go right? And I know Loki, aka Tom Hiddleston, was on a UK TV show, I believe, and he spoke about the end of his journey. He wasn't saying he's done. He's saying the story of Loki came full circle because it did. Now he's got the throne, and he's got it for the right reasons, and he made Tony Stark look really bad when he says, "You're never going to get the throne," or paraphrasing or something like that. So, of course, Loki will return, but who is Loki? So, friend of the channel, Geeky Cass, I think he's got it bang on. I mean, sure, I do believe the article that Alex Perez put out back in October about Loki being the Monocle Man could also be true. So, the Geeky Cass, I believe he put this out first because I heard it from his page first, and it makes sense. If you've played God of War, you really should have got the Atlantis quote, because what does Atlantis do in Greek mythology? Yeah, but this is not Greek mythology. Okay, but Loki, Odin, Thor, Norse, Greek, is it lining up? Strength of endurance. The Titan literally carried the heavens on his shoulders and had to do so for eternity. Well, what's Loki doing? He's doing the same thing, isn't he? He's holding all the branches, giving them life so people can have free will. So I believe Geeky Cass is spot on. And if Geeky Cass didn't say it first, let me know if he did, because that's where I got it from, right? So in Marvel Comics, there is an Atlantis as well, who happens to be the custodial of the multiverse. Are you getting where I'm going here? Sure, there are some differences. Obviously, Atlantis was forced to hold the heavens up from Zeus, etc. And Loki chose to do it. That's the only difference here. So I think this really could be true, right? And I see a lot of people going, yeah, Loki's going to astral project to other places in the MCU, and that's how he's going to form the multiversal Avengers. Okay, so the episode ended with us being made aware clearly that they are monitoring said Kangs. Now, I do find it funny when I actually read a bunch of comments on Twitter and YouTube and around various platforms, because a lot of people seem to think Loki created the multiverse. No, he didn't. A lot of people seem to think that this Kang, now that He Who Remains is dead and Loki's replaced him. I mean, that's true. But some people seem to think the Kangs are now free to roam. They were always free to roam. He Who Remains is a variant of Kang, or the other Kangs are a variant of He Who Remains. It's all the same thing, really. It's semantics. It's just the way you talk. But the Council of Kangs were always there, because the scene when He Who Remains dies, the post-credit scene, which is a Jadance, it's a copy. No, they're actually talking about the scene. It happens simultaneously. So they are touching the multiverse, right? So all these Twitter scoopers going, oh yeah, the TVA they're going to get some messages. Well, if they're monitoring the Kangs, they're not going to get some messages. They're actually going to be monitoring the Kangs, right? Touching the multiverse. So we've seen that scene, right? And why all the Kangs are cheering is because they're touching the multiverse. The Kangs want a multiversal war. A multiversal war is coming. And yes, you could say that it's left open in a way to the point where they could go with Doctor Doom, because, I'm transparent and honest. I'm not a massive comic book reader. But in the Secret Wars, in the comics, Doctor Doom had a very pinnacle role. So did the Beyonder, Battle World, etc. Doctor Doom has to be introduced in a roundabout way, which they will most likely introduce Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four movie if they're going to do it right. And if this female agenda that Marvel seems to be pushing, hold up, because in the leaked information for Fantastic Four, they are apparently going to make Reed Richards' partner the lead instead of Reed Richards, which makes no sense. So if they don't do that, they can bring Doom in for sure. So I do find it interesting when people try and explain stuff on the Tweetosphere and they've got no idea what they're doing. So is Loki done with? No, Loki is not done with, but he serves no purpose now. The whole purpose of that season was to show you and explain to you time in the MCU. And really, it's the start of the multiversal storyline. No, I don't believe the BS Loki is the time stone theory and they're all going to replace a color of the Infinity Stones. Cool story, bro. I don't believe that for 1 second. So Loki was his swan song. Will he come back? Yes. Alex Perez says the following, and he was right about what he said about the Loki season finale. So I believe what he says. Absolutely. But this won't happen until we have reached the near end of the multiversal saga. But they can't form a multiversal team without Loki. Are you sure about that? Because at the moment, only Antman and Loki knows about Kang and the Antman family. So no one else knows about Kang outside these people and obviously Mobius and the rest. But what I do find funny is Mobius, Mr. Owen Wilson, was in London when they were filming Deadpool 3 before the actor strike started. So I don't care what anyone says, he was filming for Deadpool 3 already. So let's go over a meme account that goes by the name of My Time to Shine, because a lot of this, I think this is a meme account. I don't know. Let me know. Is this a serious account? I just think it's a joke account, right? Because a lot of the information's wrong. The events of Deadpool 3 take place after Loki Season 2 finale. Oh my God, is this for real? Is this for real? The events of Deadpool 3 take place after... You know, what this should have said is, the events of Deadpool 3 take place after the Marvel's post-credit scene, which set up the X-Men. We got to see Beast. We got to see Binary, played by, I guess you could say, the variant of Maria Rambeau, who is the Captain Marvel, essentially, of that universe. So it should have said, oh my God, whoever runs this meme account, it should say take place after the Marvels. The TVA got word that the Kangs are gathering and a new multiversal war is about to start. This is written so poorly. The TVA got word. The TVA are monitoring the Kangs, right? But this says they got word. They got word, yet the scene clearly showed us they were monitoring. Of course a multiversal war is coming. Mostly from dying worlds. Oh, this is so funny. To fight the Council of Kangs. Okay, the Antman 3 post-credit scene literally showed us that. Mr. Paradox is replacing Mobius. No, he's not. He, she, whoever plays that character, because Paradox could potentially be in it still. Mobius was going to be in it for a while, but could still have a cameo. Owen Wilson filmed in London. They've already filmed the scene. Come at me, bro. This meme account really makes me laugh. They decided just to leave him out of the story. He'll be back in full swing for an Avengers film. Right. No, Mobius won't be in an Avengers film. That makes no sense. And is trying to recruit Wolverine and Deadpool, who's a prisoner at the TVA after messing with time, hears about it and escapes. Oh, right. So they're not pruning people anymore. They're just going to go around capturing people that mess with the... Did this person not understand the whole free will of the time? I get it. The TVA are the multiversal police. I do get it. But you got to understand, Loki is also monitoring everything because he senses everything. His plan is to get Wolverine to come with him instead, so they could become BBFs. This meme account, My Time to Shine, this is written so poorly. And also, this information's been out there for so long. There is literally no... The only change to this is that the events of Deadpool 3 will take place after the Loki Season 2 finale. Every project that comes out now will take place after the Marvels and after Deadpool 3 to fight the Council of Kangs. I honestly think anyone could have written a better kind of fake plot league, because most of this information is already out there and it just lines up with behind the scenes stuff that we already know. But yeah, I find it funny. So we do go over what this meme account says, because there could be a slight chance it's real, but based on previous information, I wouldn't really bank on any of that being real. So who is Loki? We don't really know who Loki is. He's essentially god of the multiverse. He's not god of time because he can only pause time and go back in time realistically. He's not controlling time. In the same sense that Doctor Strange wasn't controlling time when he had the time stone. He could control it, but he wasn't like the god of time, if you like. So the Loki season finale does set up a lot of stuff, but it also does the Marvel's post-credit scene sets up a lot of stuff. And I've even heard some wild rumors that the whole Young Avengers setup was part of the post-credit. No, it was the actual ending of the movie. So Alex Perez has put up a pretty cool article saying Loki could become the Monocle Man. But this is dating back to the start of October, before the Loki finale. And he does bring up some good points in this article. No point going over it, but on the CosmicCircus.com, I'll leave the article down below if I remember. Very interesting article. So essentially what happens is the Loki season 2 finale happens, and it sets up the Kangs to essentially try and rule all of time and all of the multiverse. So yes, everyone knows this is no leak. This is no major spoiler. It is building up to Kang's Dynasty. A lot of people, and the whole article saying, yeah, Marvel's X says after Loki finale, they are with the Kang storyline. No, they're not. Like, they're monitoring the Kangs. If they want to get rid of it, they can. But the fact that Kevin Feige has not said, yo, Kang's Dynasty is now cancelled. But no, he's pushed back every movie except for Deadpool 3 back. A 5-month reshoot for Captain America 4 to change 3 sequences. They shot Infinity War for 7 months and they're doing a reshoot for 5 months for Captain America 4. I don't care what any says. They are reshooting the whole of Captain America 4 for a reason. Every project has to connect to the multiverse, even if it's just post-credit scenes. Kang needs to start appearing everywhere because the variants are still out there. Renslayer's scene with the pyramids in the back teases that essentially she may get to meet Ramatut, essentially. But we've broken down a lot of shit in this video. Like always, don't take anything I say too serious. I'm a joke, I'm a troll, you know that. But I do think I've gone over most of the stuff that I think people are really getting confused about what is going on in the MCU. Make sure to check out Alex Perez on Twitter, the Geeky Cast on Twitter and on YouTube. And is it Atlantis, the god of strength, holding everything together? I mean, I think that's a much better guess than God of Stories, because like I said, if it was God of Stories, Loki would not be sitting on the throne he's always wanted. He wanted his friends to be safe. Now, if he is God of Stories, he could have done that so many different ways, but he chose not to. So, major setup for Deadpool 3, major setup for Kang's Dynasty, major setup for the future of the MCU. And it's going to be a good time, but there's going to be no projects for a very long time. And if the meme account is right about what it said about Deadpool 3, even though pretty much every Deadpool 3 plot loosely is true, and they're going to start shooting again, so we're going to find out if it's true very soon. But the meme account information actually came from Twitter, which actually came from Reddit, which actually came from 4chan, which actually came from the source I have, and I don't really drop information because I'm not a scooper. I just go over stuff that's already publicly available on the internet. So whilst editing, I realized I missed a few things out. So Alex Perez on Twitter said this, and he's the most reliable Twitter scooper. Take my own words with caution. Deadpool and Wolverine is about to be what everyone wanted Multiverse of Madness to be. Oh my God. This means the TikTok influencers are going to go crazy with the rumors. Oh my God, this means we are getting Iron Man Tom Cruise. This means the Warstu cameo is going to happen. Now, to be honest, now we know this is a full-on multiversal movie, and it's pretty guessable, and you could guess that because it looks like the Marvels, as the time of recording this, it's during the weekend, the Marvels is going to open to less than $150 million. So Kevin Feige and Marvel will be throwing absolutely everything at this movie, yeah, in terms of cameos. And I can believe there will be some cameos, but cameos always have to make sense. And the fact that Alex Perez is saying it, he ain't your meme account, so I do believe there most likely is some validity to this information. So also in the news, so what's going to happen with Sylvie? Now she's free to do whatever she wants. This is also coming from Alex Perez. You guys know what you've been saying about Loki would do after season 2. Bring the Avengers together. See Thor help on the fight against Kang and his variants. So that, but Sylvie. It makes a lot of sense. Like I said, and like it should be common knowledge. Loki cannot astral project away from where he is to somewhere else, because if he moves, that means the whole everything he's keeping together, he has to stay still. He literally cannot go to the toilet. So Sylvie is literally going to form the multiversal Avengers, apparently, which is cool because I really like the actress who played Sylvie. I almost feel like, although I think the writing for Sylvie wasn't bad, it wasn't great, they just didn't know what to do with her. To be honest, she was a pinnacle part of the whole killing He Who Remains, but I just feel like they didn't know what to do with her. And like I said, Alex Perez, this is the last time I'm going to say this, Alex Perez is a legit scooper. Just look at what he got right for Loki season 2. On that own merit, like you say, he's not a meme account. He doesn't really say stuff. And also, when he's been wrong in the past, he's also taken responsibility and also has admitted that he was wrong about stuff, about the whole Wanda stuff in the past. So I would believe what he says. So it's not the end of Sylvie. Sylvie is the new Loki in the MCU. Sylvie is Loki. Yeah, I know. Cool story. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face, man, the beautiful voice. Check us out on Twitter, Warstu, and I'll catch you in the video very soon. Catch you later.